Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. This particular story is called Weaponized Incompetence Meets Infinite Patience, written by Noob vs Eta NVM. Claire sighed and looked at her father. Dad, there's no movie theater in this town since COVID, she repeated for the millionth time. Whatever. I'm sure your kids can find something fun to do. The smiling elder took his 43-year-old daughter and her silent, I'm focusing all my being into not bursting into laughter, husband. I'm not okay leaving you here on your own. I'll be fine. I've got Alex to help me out. That's what concerns me. Listen, kid, you go out there and have some fun. Don't get back here for the rest of the day, all right? I'll call you when we're done. Text, Dad. Don't call, text. Sure, I'll send an audio when we're ready for you. Oh my God, Dad, please just ask Alex to warn us. He'll probably be with his headphones fooling around with his online buddies. But if you yell loud enough and long enough, he'll answer. No need for that. Just some good old-fashioned parenting, and these kids respond without any yelling. Dad, I love you, and I hope someday you'll let me visit this fantasy land you store your head in. Sure, kid. For now, just go and have some fun. Claire's lips bundled in the corner of her mouth. Her arms crossed over her chest. Her eyes stared at her father under tiresome eyelids. Clarence kept still, kept his smile, kept holding the $20 bill in front of his daughter. Dad, it's not the 90s anymore. People don't carry live cash, and $20 doesn't even begin to cover the expenses of a day out. Have it your way, big girl, the elder spoke, his voice still soft, his smile still unwavering. Enjoy your day with your boy, and don't you dare check on us men of the house. Feeling an imminence of his wife about to head back into the house and spoil a rare childless day, Ricardo gently squeezed the hand of her shoulder and used his arm across her back to kindly drag her the hell out of there. Thanks, Clarence. Call us if something comes up. Text, Dad. Have fun, kids. Claire hopped into the car reluctantly, her eyes still on the house as her father made his way inside. I'm worried leaving my diabetic, high-blood-pressure dad alone with Alex. Ricardo let his head down and let out a groan. Yeah, that boy won't know what hit him. The elder stepped inside the house and addressed his grandson on the couch, sliding his thumb across his phone. Ready to build some cabinets? Whenever you are, Grandpa, the 17-year-old spoke with enthusiasm. He had reason to be enthusiastic, after all. He had a full day free of the nagging of his parents and a flawless plan to enjoy it without being covered in sawdust or whatever his grandfather had in store for him. Clarence walked into the kitchen and took a look at the site of his future works. His shoulders leaned back. His clenched fists took rest at the side of his waist. He was excited to finally address his daughter's needs for storage space. Truth is, there was no need for any storage space. The dishes might require some Tetris to be sorted in its entirety. But most of the time, half of it lay back in the sink or dishwater, and with Alex soon heading out to college, there would be even less dishes to store. Claire knew that, as did, deep down, Clarence, and she was not fond of the idea of asking her son or husband for help every time she needed to reach up for a Tupperware. But she also knew better than to try and take her father's mind or something. Just as she knew how much retirement weighed on the widower, how much these simple hanging cabinets meant to him. All right, how about we start taking some measurements? Grab the tape measure in the toolbox, will you, Alex? Sure thing, Grandpa. The teenager brought his eyes to the black piece of plastic and noticed the colourful piece at its front loose. This would be easier than he thought. Without hesitation, he grabbed the handle with both his hands and pushed it upwards. Oh, noes, he lamented as tools, scrolls, and nails scattered all over the kitchen floor. Clarence took a glance at the mess at his grandson and quickly brought his eyes back to the site of his future works. Don't worry about it. These things happen. Just put everything back in the box and we'll be right back on track. Oh, Grandpa, sorry, I'm so clumsy. I'm getting in your way, ain't I? Nonsense. Try, fail, repeat. That's the only way to learn. You still have a full life to fumble, and we still got a whole day to get this job done. Alex stared at his grandpa's back with a raised eyebrow. He picked up a plier from the floor, raised it, and dropped it loudly. No reaction. He dropped it again, putting a little bit of strength on the floor's direction. Now the elder moved finally. He went to the fridge and grabbed one of Ricardo's beers. Don't tell your mom, he said. Alex kept staring. Actually, grab me a glass, champ. Alex did. Clarence put a third of his beer in the glass. Once you're done picking things up, take it. Nothing like having a cold one while doing a man's job, he winked. Alex proceeded a bit, tilted his head a bit sideways, and gave a statement gaze to the elder. Why not? After placing the last stubborn scroll back in the box, Alex pushed the fridge back in place. Well done, Clarence said, extending an arm holding the glass. Thanks, he answered between sips of bitter liquid. Now what? Now move the fridge and I'll tell you how to grab a tile from under it, to change places with the one broken by the plier. Hours passed and Alex held a saw in one hand, the last plank of wood in another. Upon it, he stared at the crookedest line drawn by men, based on the most half-assed measurements ever taken. His plan had not been borne fruit so far, but surely his grandpa wouldn't let another atrocity be committed upon an innocent plank of wood. Surely the elder would stop him from defacing the last piece of dead tree. He looked at Clarence, clenched fists on his waist, smile on his lips. Go on, he said. Alex took a mental deep breath and thought to himself, You want to play chicken? I'll show you who's chicken. Clarence was no chicken. The teen schemer held the crooked piece of wood in his tired arms, having, as expected, failed to fit it in place once again. Defeated, he passed the wood to his grandpa on the floor and started climbing down the folding stair. I'm sorry, he said, with a sincerity that surprised even him. The old man placed his hand on the teenager's shoulder with a bit of force and a whole lot of encouragement. Try, fail, repeat. That's how it goes. Yes, I'll have to fail another day. Why? We've done nothing yet. I know, Grandpa. I'm sorry. I apologize to Mom when she gets back. Nah, you'll have nothing to apologize once we get those cabinets together. We're out of wood. And? I know global warming is bad, but have we run out of trees already? I don't think we'll find 1 hour delivery on a Sunday. We can go to the hardware store, like we did in the days before this glass rectangle of yours. Can it show us the address? Alex picked up his phone, typed into it, and stated, The closest one is 4 miles away. Better get moving, then. Mom and Dad took the car. You still got a bike, don't you? How am I supposed to bring wood on a bike? I'll show you my tricks. You're coming with me? There's only one bike. Won't be the most comfortable ride, but I'm sure such a tall, strong man like yourself will have no trouble carrying such a flimsy old raisin like your grandpa. And wood, only on the way back. For 4 miles. 8. But who's counting? Returning from the Hell ride, Alex put the wood next to the sink, leaned against the wall. Clarence reached out for the fridge, but just as the light inside went on, the arm of his grandson abruptly shuddered. No more falling around. We're getting this thing done. Here's the tape measure. Take it and climb those stairs. From the top of the aluminium steps, Clarence watched his grandson stand on the counter, stretch the yellow steel, and ask, Are you holding it against the ceiling? I am. Are you sure, Grandpa? Like touching the ceiling. I'll not ride back to the store because of a bad measurement. Calm down, kid, he answered in the serenest of voices. It's not my first rodeo. Okay, then see what it marks and write it down. Oh, I forgot to pick up the notebook. Come on, Grandpa. Eventually, a text left Alex's phone and reached Ricardo's one. All done, party emoji, it said. Even if he enjoyed the day out, he was getting a little fatigued from calming his wife's nerves and so suggested they head home upon sharing the text with her. She promptly agreed. After dropping from the car, Ricardo turned to Claire. Forgot my phone. Can you grab it for me, babe? She burned her little lips in the corner of her mouth, but still complied. As soon as she turned her back, Ricardo started power-walking in the direction of the home. He was fully confident that he was going to find his house not on fire, his son and father-in-law alive and in one piece, but thought better to confirm before his wife crossed the door, just in case. What he found didn't do much to calm him down. Ta-da! The grandfather-grandson duo cheerfully uttered as Claire walked into the kitchen. She stared intensely, not at the thick layer of sawdust that covered every inch of every surface, not at the crudely assembled cabinets that didn't match the rest of the kitchen in any way, shape, or form, but at the pair of unwavering smiles that took her back to times when she heard the laughter coming from her baby's hairless face, to the days her mom was still around to hold hands with her dad. Without averting her gaze, she spoke. It's, perfect. End of story. I'd greatly like to thank our Tier 5 channel members, Caspar Arnholtz, John Creighton, Manatharia, 050, Dragzoon WRE, and Elijah Silvercross. Thank you very much.